Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Mission Employable Podcast. My name is Ryan West. I am your host. We have a great show for you today. We're in studio, so if you're watching us on YouTube, we really appreciate it. Thank you. Make sure to check out our growing collection of podcast videos we do. Today's show is all about the new business engagement division that we've created here at Iowa Workforce Development. The business engagement division was created as a one-stop shop to assist Iowa employers at any point in their business cycle. And it's really about being easy, making it easy. Our guest brought that easy button up here today. So there it is right there. We're going to make it easy for everybody. And we'll talk about that in a little bit on the microphone. Very excited. On the microphone with us today to discuss this revamp is Sherri Behrendt, who is the new Deputy Director of Unemployment and Training, which includes this area, business engagement, and a little more. There's a lot involved in the area she's now overseeing. Sherri has a background as an owner of and CEO of an advanced manufacturing business in Iowa. That lends very well to the businesses we're serving here, and one of the things we're trying to do. We're super excited to have you. It's great to have another Deputy Director at Iowa Workforce Development. Welcome, and thank you for joining us on the Mission Employable Podcast.
Thanks for inviting me, Ryan, and it's great to join you as a fellow Deputy Director.
Absolutely. Well, we're excited to have you, and I know, as we get into this is the second episode we're doing around the business engagement revamp, and now we're going to kind of get into a little bit of the guts of it, and you're kind of overseeing it, and you're just kind of thrown right into it. That's how it goes here a little bit. But your background does lend well because you were on the other side, and that's why you were, what's such a big bonus with you. You understand how businesses think, and that's so helpful. Let's kick the interview off. High level overview. Talk to people about what your background is in that space before coming here, and also why you wanted to come to Iowa Workforce Development.
Yeah, well, I went through many different areas at first in pharmaceuticals, beauty industry, and then I went back into the family business a little over 25 years ago, and that manufacturing company was Van Tech in Webster City, Iowa. Yep. It's a plastic injection molder and value-added services provider, and so we produce a lot of parts for original equipment manufacturers that you might have in your own home, like coffee pots, furnaces, your automobiles, et cetera. There's parts and all types of things that have plastics that you don't know where they come from.
Sure. And so you were in that space for 25 years? 25
years in different roles, and most recently it was president and CEO before we sold the company approximately a year and a half ago. We sold the family business, and then I stayed for the transition, and now I'm here partly because I knew I would want to go do something else. I wasn't sure what that was, and part of the opportunity came up from some of my past roles in state boards, Young Presidents Organization, and National Association of Manufacturers to know quite a few people at the state level and other businesses.
Sure.
And so was asked to consider thinking about applying for this role. And I investigated a little bit further and met all of you and thought there was a lot we could do together, and that there's some purpose behind it that I know as a business, I used to struggle quite a bit when you wanted to get anything information-wise from the state, or there may be something that went out and you missed an email or opportunity that could have been in my case, a Manufacturing 4.0 grant or something else. There's plenty of opportunities out there the state's trying to help businesses. It's just where do you go to find them? Right. And we have, as you know, 132 workforce programs that we need to figure out how do we solve our problems for our businesses easier. Right. Just one movement, one number, one email to post a job if they want, and a simple website, which I know you're working on.
That's a big piece of this. Thank you for that background on your experience and everything you've done. You made that comment a couple of weeks ago. You're just talking about those basic little emails that folks miss, and they miss it on these huge opportunities. And to hear that from a former, CEO and owner of an advanced manufacturing company, that's a big deal because manufacturing is one of the pillars of the state of Iowa, obviously. And you're right. I know that's why we got the easy button here. We're trying to make it easy so folks are plugged in and connected. Real quick, this is a little off topic. I warned you I was going to do this at least once, so here it comes. But this is near and dear to your heart. One of the things that I know you bring a huge passion for is kind of that lean manufacturing. Mm-hmm. And that's really what we're trying to do with business engagement is make the process easier. Would you mind just kind of just real quick talking about why process improvement is so important in everything we're doing here as well?
Well, there was an opportunity years ago, and it became very important. I mean, earlier than that, but Vantech lost its largest employer back in 2008, 2009 when Electrolux moved to a low-cost country.
Yep.
So every business has competition, but we especially have low-cost country competition in manufacturing. And how do we get better, faster, make more money, reduce waste?
Yep.
And so you've heard me talk about MUDA, or waste, as the 7 or 8 wastes, and the acronym is Tim Woods to remember them all. But it's just very important that businesses reduce waste.
Yep.
People want things faster.
Yep.
I call it the Amazon effect. People want it same day, next day. And how do you get things right away without adding cost and make it faster and give people what they want when they want at the speed of business?
Right. And we're trying to implement that format, a lot of that, into making it easy for business job seekers as well. But we're talking about businesses now to make it easier to get them to plug in, to create pipelines, grant opportunities, all that stuff. So thank you for sharing that. It was a great explanation. As a former business owner, / leader, what would you say the number one thing is that businesses don't? This is a loaded question because we hear the same things all the time. What do businesses don't realize about Iowa workforce development?
Well, one of the questions I was asked from one of my business owner friends is, why are you going to work with unemployment? Because
that's right,
that's
unemployment.
Yeah. So most, I would say, presidents and CEOs and HR often think of it as, unemployment insurance or hearings, et cetera. And we're much more than that. But most businesses don't think about that. They might go post on LinkedIn or Indeed, et cetera, and pay fees that they don't have to spend. They don't have to spend that money. They can do it, but we have IowaWorks to post on for free, or our new simple, easy email that people can just. And it's in multiple languages right now.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's very cool. We just tap the easy button if you're listening to us through the audio.
So we just want to make it, like you said, make it easy and not complicated. And if a business calls and doesn't get an answer or has to wait, or they go to a website and it doesn't make it easy on how to post a job, et cetera, they're going to move on to the next thing. They don't have time, especially in this time right now of crisis we've been through, and COVID, and then supply chain issues, and now huge inflation issues. Businesses are scrambling to keep up with all this change in the world, and it's very difficult. And on top of that, what's our biggest issue? Almost everybody is facing is workforce issues.
Yeah, great insight. As a former unemployment insurance employee, and for all of the great unemployment insurance, employees out there, and unemployment insurance is a big piece of what we do, but it is not the only thing. So thank you for saying that. We do so much more, and we do so many things to help businesses get engaged, and that's I think at the core, that's probably the best explanation that we could give on that, but we do offer so many different things. Okay, so we have this new area that you're overseeing, right? And some of it's been here for some time. Our field offices, all of that. So I want to make sure to stress that we've been doing a lot of great work previous to this. This just takes us to the next level. Talk to us about how that is all set up, and how do you think that'll positively affect businesses, especially coming from the other side of it?
Well, in the business engagement division, which is one of the 4 divisions that I'm over at this time, and learning everything about, it's really important because businesses need that simple outreach and easy one place to go. They don't want to be pointed in many different directions. And so how do we make that as easy as possible, and that they know they can reach out to us and we'll help solve their problems and simplify everything as time goes on? Now, does it happen overnight? No, we have to work on that over time. But this is why the 100-day outreach is happening right now, is to share the message and the phone number, the website, the QR code, everything with business leaders, HR, ops managers. We're trying to reach all of the areas that we can assist, because it's not just the HR person that should deal with us. The CEO should understand as well, or the ops manager, that we have many services to offer and that we can help them. So the message does get out there. And we do grants. We're helping people right now with childcare grants in businesses, because many people can't go to work because they can't find childcare services.
Right.
So there are an enormous amount of things, but how do we get that message out to everybody and make it simple? That's why we're doing the 100-day blitz, and then we will have consistent follow-up. This isn't new that we have had people out in the field as business marketing specialists. We are now making them business engagement consultants,
Yep.
and they are under our new division administrator, Tim Goodwin, and
Who's coming on, and Kathy are coming
right,
on. So we're gonna have
and
them
Kathy
next week.
Anderson
Yep.
that the director mentioned
Yep.
on the podcast the other day.
Episode 131.
Yes. And director is passionate about this. The governor is passionate about this.
Sure.
This is something that we all feel strongly about. And I do feel that Iowa Workforce Development has been a pleasant surprise that they really do work at the speed of business where possible. And so it was very fun and enlightening to work with a team that is so passionate about helping our customers.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said, and totally agree. And we got so many folks around the state that are really looking forward to engage with business owners, HR reps, hiring managers, whatever it may be, to spread the word around. Switching gears, we're full speed ahead with this now. We kicked off the 100 days as we're recording this just this past Monday. Talk to us about why key business staff should want to engage with us. So, to be honest, you've answered this probably a little bit already in some of your answers, but if you had to pick a couple things, why should businesses take that call, set up a time with us? We'll talk about how they can do that here towards the end. What's your pitch there?
Well, we're here to help them.
Yeah.
And everybody I know, you can't drive anywhere without seeing a sign that businesses need people.
Sure.
There is no shortage of need for us to help our businesses. So they should take the call. And I think most are interested that I've reached out to thus far, and we have a lot more to reach out to. We're just scheduling the time. A number of manufacturers I'm going to go see on Manufacturing Day, which is October 7th, and just share the word, because everybody wants help from workforce problem issues. I don't know anybody that doesn't need help right now in that area.
Right.
And so that's why they should take the call, number one. But number two, because we want to serve our customers at a level, and if they need anything else, we will point them, help them connect in that direction through all our business services that we have throughout the agency.
Yeah, and one of the things we'll be talking about in some upcoming business engagement episodes is kind of that follow-up and what we're going to be doing there. And if you didn't listen to episode 131, I highly suggest that. Sherri's referenced that a few times, and we talk about the first kind of 100 days and what the goals are there. But we really want to build the relationships and keep them going there. Okay, last thing here. Let me ask you. So, what is your number one? Maybe you have more than that, but number one goal over the next 12 months with this. What would you really like to see?
I guess I have a number of them.
Awesome.
But overall, to simplify it, I want people to know where to go. Number one, for the one-stop shop, all their workforce needs, this is the place to go, and we will help you through that process. That we want people to know the phone number, how to find us, how to reach us, be able to get whatever services they need at the American Job Centers easily, and just make it easy, as you would say, even though we're in a different language.
Hit the easy button again.
Make it easy and simplify. And as we go along, we're going to learn and fix what bugs us and what bugs the businesses.
Yeah.
We're going to continue to improve the process. It won't be like perfect from the outset. We're just going to make it better as we go along. And we really want people to know and hear, and the governor to hear as well, that businesses are getting what they need from us, and not finding it complicated.
Right.
So that's our number one, one of my number one feelings overall, is to make it simple.
Well, that's the goal. It's why we brought the easy button. Great stuff. Looking forward to all of the progress we're gonna make with you on board, and Tim and Kathy and Jared. A lot of the new pieces we've added on to really help service those businesses and job seekers, of course, in the state of Iowa, to even higher level. Great stuff, ladies and gentlemen. You have been listening to Sherri Behrendt, who is the new Deputy Director of Employment and Training, and that encompasses a lot of things to help businesses in the state of Iowa. Thanks for making time. Great job, and look for that easy button coming your way.
Thank you, Ryan.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.